Despite releasing nearly 4 months ago now, I only just discovered this highly recommended indie game a couple of days ago. On initial inspection of the Steam page, I must admit I was sceptical. Early access combined with what seemed to be the rinse and repeat city builder mechanics I'm growing to despise. On the flip side, I was absolutely in love with the art style and music, which felt unique, cozy, and clearly showed that much of the game felt polished already. Ultimately, I had to see if it was possible for a city builder to offer something different. I'll keep this short and to the point as this is a first impressions and not an in-depth review. This game is great. Whether you're a veteran of city builders or just enjoy the cozy experience of the aesthetics. The aim of each playthrough is to gain reputation until you reach the top and win the map. Based on your overall performance and the actions you take during the game, you'll earn points towards permanent upgrades. These upgrades stay with you as you grow and continue building new cities, adding not only a nice drip feed of content and options, but also a great sense of long-term progression to work towards. Fundamentally, you have to balance a number of things. Your queen's impatience against your reputation, your population happiness, which is actually consequential, your expansion and growth versus the goodwill of the forest, which will make your game hell if you piss it off. Lastly, resources, which will keep you on your toes. Unlike most similar games, the progression in terms of access to buildings wasn't some boring research tree that just became a run the game at 3 times speed and click buildings. In Against the Storm, the game has you building lots of different colonies, so you never get to the stage where you can just do anything. On top of this, every time you get a blueprint point, you only get 3 randomized options to pick from. This forces you to work with what you've got, and focus and prioritize certain production workflows as required. This isn't easy, and you have to take what you can get from the random blueprints, and combine that with randomized map resources that sometimes can be heavily biased in certain types. Your blueprints also reset each map, so note you can't just beat it with time. This fundamentally changes an otherwise boring and tedious mechanic into something you actually have to think about if you want to succeed. And you will regret what you pick, and you will kick yourself every time, and I love it. Against the Storm also flips another trope on its head, permanent resources, or rather in this game, very much temporary resources. Unlike other games where most of, if not all the resources are, in effect, or with research, infinite, Against the Storm makes the most of the resource nodes not only being non-replenishable in most cases, but it also in short supply and locked behind glades that you have to explore and discover. You can't just create the farms, the mines, the quarries and fast speed the game away. You always have to be moving production, readjusting workflows and making substitutes if you can't find more of a given resource. I haven't got that deep into the game yet, so there's going to be a lot more for me to discover about this game. And that's an impressive thing to say about a city builder. Most of the time you already know about the extent of the content and mechanics pretty quickly. Visually, this game is beautiful, but on your ears even better. It has the grace and tranquility of Elder Scrolls Oblivion's gentle tunes, mixed with the perfect balance between song and ambience. I could recommend this game on its atmosphere alone. Optimization is no different, it runs superbly and without issues, and requires very little in terms of specs to run at max graphics smoothly. I've been playing the game's music in the background of the video, but listen to this from in-game. It's safe to say I'll be diving deep into this game over the coming weeks, and already I feel the price was more than justified. This might well be a genre-defining game going forwards. More to come, and thank you for watching everyone.